Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you some really easy and cheap crockpot meals that you can throw together on a budget. Some of these have meat and some of them are vegetarian because vegetarian crockpot meals are the cheapest. All of the recipes and instructions are going to be down in the description box for you to check out. You can write them down or give them a screenshot and then use them on your own. You can add in any of the ingredients that you want to. If you are not part of my Facebook group, make sure to click the link in the description box and join, and you can be a part of my everyday life. Give the video a thumbs up, comment and like and share, and I will see y'all after the video. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is lay some foil down in the crock pot, and I'm going to cut up some potatoes. You can use any type of potatoes, but I'm just using the cheapest baking potatoes. And I'm going to do a big layer on the bottom, and then I'm going to cut up a squash. I usually would do 2, but I only had 1 for some reason. So I'm going to add some squash, and then I'm going to add green beans. These are frozen. You can do canned. I like to do the frozen in the crock pot so that they, you know, the canned ones kind of get mushy all day. And then I'm just going to do some link sausage. This is just like beef link sausage. You can choose whatever brand you want. Super, super easy. Cut it up. And that's all of the ingredients you need. You can add your favorite seasoning and drizzle some olive oil on top. Maybe just a little bit of water in the bottom for the potatoes. That's what I'm doing here. And then we're going to cook this on low all day long so that the potatoes can cook. All right, so what we're gonna do is take these potatoes and we're gonna wash them, and then we are going to poke holes in them, and then we are gonna wrap them in a layer of foil, put them in the crock pot, and we're gonna cook it on high for 4 hours, or you can do low for 8 hours, and then they will be ready to open.
Sometimes when I'm thinking about us, before we got lost and we parted, back to back we would carry on, and we'd do anything for what we started, but this time we could break.
All right, I've got 5 of them done. I'm probably gonna do about 5 more and just set them in the crock pot like this, and then we're gonna cook it all day long. All right, so our baked potatoes are ready. I've let this one cool a little bit. We're gonna dress it up with green onions, jalapeños, bacon bits, ranch, sour cream, cheese. Really easy vegetarian meal that's cheap for your crock pot. I let them cook all day. Perfect for leftovers too. And there you have it. All right guys, the next really cheap meal I'm gonna share is like charro beans and rice and cornbread. I've shared this before. It's so easy. We're gonna do rotel. We like to pour some jalapeno juice with some jalapenos because we like it spicy. I'm gonna do a Lipton onion soup mix. And I'm gonna do onion, and then I'm gonna do some beans. This is 2 pounds. I'm probably only gonna just do half of it. Make sure to rinse these off before you put them in here. All right, I actually went ahead and just did all of them. And with the leftovers, we'll just do like tacos and refried beans one night. Okay, so what I normally do is I just do water and I do some bouillon cubes, but I have some leftover broth I'm gonna pour in.
It really doesn't matter. It could be vegetable, it could be beef, it could be chicken. We're just gonna fill it up with liquid to the top, and we're gonna cook on low all day. And what's gonna happen is these beans are gonna expand, and so you can't just barely cover them with liquid. You need to have enough liquid in there for all day long.
Okay, so I usually use my onion chopper, but for some reason I didn't here. Sometimes it's just easier for me to use a knife if I'm just cutting one thing. If I'm cutting a lot of things, I will definitely do the onion chopper.
All right, so if I were going to work all day and I wasn't gonna be here, I would fill this all the way up with liquid. Since I'm gonna be here today, I'm just gonna add liquid and stir throughout the day. Okay, so my beans have been cooking. I added some more water because I needed to stir them and they were looking dry. I'm gonna do the rest of my meal. This is super cheap. Price is like 99 cents for me in Texas. So I'm gonna cook this in my Instant Pot. You can cook it however you want. If you do it in the Instant Pot, brown rice is 17 minutes and white rice is 12. Then we're gonna do some cornbread. This is our favorite one. It's so delicious, and that's gonna be our meal. Rice, beans, and cornbread, and it's so filling. This will literally make enough for us to eat dinner for 2 nights. So whenever you're running out of money, this is a good recipe. At the end of the pay period, you know, and it's just super cheap and easy to have on hand.
All right, so you may have heard this before because I do this often, but I cook my rice in the Instant Pot since it's easy, and all it is a ratio of 1:1 water and rice. So 1 cup of water per 1 cup of rice. And I'm gonna cook this brown rice for 17 minutes. If you do regular rice, you can do it for 12. You can let it naturally release, or you can let the steam out, and then it is perfect. All I am doing now is just preparing the cornbread according to the back of the box. So spraying the casserole dish and doing egg, oil, and milk, and then adding in the mix. And then we're gonna mix it together, pour it in the casserole dish, and let it cook in the oven. Super easy. I really like this one because it has that honey flavor that goes with it. Except actually, whenever I was cooking this, I kind of burn it. So just be careful whenever it's in the oven. It doesn't really take as long as it says. All right, and we like to just top this with cheese. I like to pour it over rice, top it with a bunch of shredded cheese, and eat it with the cornbread, and then we're good to go. All right, the last meal here is called Cowboy Supper, and it's super easy. So I'm just gonna cook up 1 pound of ground beef on the skillet until it is no longer pink. I'm using a really lean meat here from Butcher Box, so I don't have to drain it, but if you did, you could do that. And I'm gonna pour it into the crock pot whenever it is done cooking. And then we're just gonna add in a couple of ingredients. So I'm gonna add in a can of diced tomatoes, a can of corn. I'm not gonna drain the corn. And then a can of ranch style beans. You could even do chili beans or pinto beans. And then I'm actually going to add in like a container of beans from the previous beans recipe. They were like our leftovers. So I'm just adding it in because I needed to cook them. And I'm going to mix it all together. And then we're going to cut up some potatoes and add them in too, and an onion. And we're going to let this cook on low all day and add in a little bit of water for the potatoes to cook. And then this is done, and if you want to, you can actually pour like cornbread on the top and then cook it in the oven. That's something additional if you wanted to do. But we're just gonna add in a little bit of water to make sure like the potatoes cook all day, but we don't want to add too much because this is not supposed to be like a soup.
I can hurt you like you hurt me too. Then we make love when we are done.
Thanks so much for watching, everyone. I hope that y'all enjoyed. Stay tuned for next week's video. I'm going to have another cooking video come out on Sunday. I usually post every Sunday, but sometimes I get off track and it'll be a random day of the week. But give the video a thumbs up if you liked it, and I will see y'all again next time. Bye, everybody.